In 1916, Frederick Banting's medical studies were cut short due to the lack of doctors in World War I needed by the Allies. So in order to accommodate this, Banting dropped out of medical school and enlisted in the war. Now, at this point, it's 1920, so he wants to live it up too. So he decided to take up his hobbies, which was painting. And he actually painted with some of the group of 7 members, and he went all around Canada and sketched natural landscapes. When Banting came across an article in his old medical school textbooks, which discussed how pancreatic fluids had changed when the pancreatic duct was blocked by gallstones, he came to think that there was something inside the pancreas that ultimately controlled the spread of diabetes. These things, or these cells in the pancreas known as islets of Langerhans, was thought, by him at least, that they were the control substance for diabetes. So now Banting had the idea. The only problem was he didn't have the funds necessary to complete the research. So he went and consulted Dr. John McLeod from the University of Toronto to see if he could use one of his labs. McLeod was less than impressed. He didn't have sufficient research to back up his idea. However, Banting was determined. His determination allowed him to meet for a second time with McLeod. This time he had done a little bit of additional research, and McLeod was fairly impressed. So McLeod made him a deal that if he could use one of his smaller labs while he was away on vacation in Scotland, then it'd be perfectly fine. The assistant signed to Banting was medical student Charles Best. Banting and Best decided to tie up the pancreatic ducts of several dogs, which would therefore destroy the functions of the pancreas except for the islets of Langerhans, which produced insulin. This insulin was extracted from these pancreases and put into a diabetic dog. The diabetic dog, remarkably, was healthy again. When McLeod returned, however, he was fairly satisfied with the success of the experiment, but he didn't like the name islets of Langerhans, so he changed it to insulin. After this discovery of insulin was announced to the world, there was much confusion as to who actually discovered insulin. McLeod made it seem like Banting and Best were his assistants, and he was the brains of this discovery. Banting then sold the patent for insulin to U of T for an entire $1.